Okay, everybody, it is almost the end of September. I was almost going to say October, but that's not correct. And this week in Wotv, we got a couple of big weeks, I think. I think it's actually a big week on the JP side, and it's a big week on the global side. And what's interesting is I think that we're actually going to coalesce more or less in Halloween. I think we're going to be sharing some content between JP and Global, so that'll be interesting for a number of reasons. But what's going on this week? We're going to start with the Global stuff, and then we're going to get into the JP stuff in the same video, and we're going to knock it all out. All right, so first of all, you guys are getting a porcelain tower this week. It's only 20 floors, if I'm remembering correctly. It's based on story content. I don't remember it being that difficult, except for maybe the EX floor. The EX floor does have some nasty status effect stuff, so be ready for that. Other than that, characters. You have two new characters this week. One is a selection quest character, so you'll get her very easily. I'm going to talk about her in terms of performance and longevity on the JP side, and whether or not I think she's really worth throwing a lot of resources. Though, that being said, she is in the Thunder category, which has a good selection of mid-tier characters. So yeah, characters that are available for this quest. So Veln, I think she's a really one of the easier selection quests to get, just because there are so many good Thunder units, and a lot of long-term players have probably maxed some of them at least by now. So yeah, but in terms of whether or not Veln is really worth building, her TMR is interesting, but I don't know. The amount of Thunder Awakening resources you have to spend probably won't end up really paying out. I feel that she's going to be massively outclassed by some other spear users in the future, and the Earth element is about to take a major upswing, even more so than you guys already have. So, with Oberyn and whatnot, who is the Earth Dragoon, who will be coming shortly after anniversary, I do believe. Yeah, I think Veln is pretty easy. If you build her, if you like her, she is not a priority for almost any reason that I can think of off the top of my head. As for Starlit Elena is the one that I am I am just very interested in what her kit looks like. I'm interested in the weapons, the entire Elena package, so to speak. I'm very curious about this, whether this will be another Duan situation, and whether this will really propel Light and, to another extent, Jaden. Although I have been having a lot of conversations lately about Jaden and the whole Light team with Engelbert. There really is something there. But my question is Elena going to bring it back? Is Elena going to make maybe Yuna better to be run with, or Fina? I don't know. But I'm very, 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 very curious, and I will be digging into the numbers and figuring out whether or not, JP players should be interested. But yeah, Elena's my big bet that Global, it's going to be like the best thing on Global for a fair bit. We'll see, but that's my prediction. Alright, also the two new vision cards. Again, Smite the Dark, really curious about how that will work with Elena, and I think it is going to be a pretty big vision card for the light element, so probably a good get no matter what. But Arterna Puritus, or is it Aeterna? Please tell me in the comments. Anyway, because that's whatever. Anyway, this vision card with Frivia, this is the Frivia vision card that a lot of people have been waiting for, so very curious about how it will pick her up, whether or not it will really raise her to an incredible height that will be very useful against some future wind units maybe, or something like that. But I'm hoping that this will be a really big boost for a character that I think, at least upon her initial release, I think that she was kind of a little less exciting. And I'll get some people going, Umbra. But yeah, I do think that Frivy has been lacking still. So I'm really hoping that this is going to complete her kit in a very nice way, but I look forward to seeing that. And that's the Global Week. Global Week, really, I'm just very curious as an outsider looking in, because these are two updates to units that essentially we don't have on the JP side. But I am almost dead certain that Elena will come in the future to JP, so it's worth keeping an eye on her. However, on the JP side, we are looking at a pretty big week too, with Setia, the Warrior of the Crystal for the Fire element, right here. And she is a 100 cost unit. She is limited, much in the same way that Elena is. And yeah, she is another best character on JP. The second one after June, taking a look at her, she has a brand new main job, basically Warrior of the Crystal of Fire. Viking is her secondary job, and Sniper is her tertiary. So very interesting mix right here that we got. You're basically looking at, like, this character very clearly is going to be all, if not mostly, range. She has a little bit of slash that might work with some fire characters nicely, but I think really she is going to be in just a pure range character. Taking a look at her master ability, we do know it is going to be defense penetration up and magic resistance up. So she's good against mages, and she is not bad at getting through defense just based on this. And we know that traditionally Sniper is able to get through some defense, apply some nasty status effects. And if this girl has just really great range, because her main job is also an archer style job, and you include this, then I think we're looking at an incredibly powerful character here, that is going to be just really, 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 really physically strong against other physical units, and also potentially decent against, repelling water magic attacks, which is one of the main damage types that water has right now. A lot of water elemental characters are based around magic. And why that also excites me too is the fact that you could throw this character along with June. Why? Well, June is a wind-based physical tank, so she could protect Setia here from water, physical, which would be, I'm guessing, is probably going to be her major weakness. So she has some good protection against range attacks from mages and whatnot. June is protecting against the physical side of it. She's already a little bit more, Setia is already a little more magical resistant. And then you just have Setia to deal with ice-based characters protecting June. I think that it would be a pretty good combination with the two characters working off one another. So I am expecting this character to be very strong. Now, as for her limit burst is kind of a Phoenix arrow flavor kind of thing. You can see it right here. It is an AoE ability. And one of the big things about this thing, it reduces fire resistance. So she is going to be excellent on a, how do you say it? She's going to be very, very excellent again with other fire elemental characters. A very strong mono fire element get. Scrolling down a little bit more, you can see a massive AoE that not only reduces healing power, it also, reaction rate. That's right. So basically lowers the chance of counter abilities, and that's very strong because this massive AoE, it could just catch a lot of characters in it pretty easily, remove their counter abilities, and also, just reduce the healing of it, allowing other enemies to come, or other friendly characters to come in and finish the job. I'm curious about how strong this will be, but it's already dealing a good amount of damage. It's a big AoE. Looks like she will have quite a few AoEs in her kit too. And that's powerful. That is very, very powerful. And her last one, taking the note, or just checking my notes really quick here. stun effect on the attack, but we also know that she has a ability that can remove guts and re-raise abilities. So yes, everything about Setia right now has me excited. She is looks to be a purely physical tank that can protect against magic, which is probably her weak spot. You put this character behind a really good tank like June, for example, and you have a hell of a combination that is strong against a lot of different elements. And then you just throw in like any other character you want, like probably another fire elemental character. Maybe you throw in Glassy for fire synergy, or what else? Maybe Luasa gets her EX this month. I don't know quite yet, but I do know that Setia is looking amazing, and I am totally going to try for her because she looks great. Also compounding this is a compound bow. Okay, not necessarily, but it was a good wordplay over. So yes, a brand new, what is called, I believe, the Flame Goddess bow or something like that. Brand new bow. This is going to be tailor-made for her more than likely. I very much doubt, given the fact that it has the name Flame Goddess bow, that it's going to be really useful for any other characters than just fire elemental characters. I think it will be a generally good bow to get for other characters, but it's going to be really good for her. And given that her DPS is looking strong, we know she has extra boost to defense penetration and whatever else she has in her kit. She has range, she has AoE, she has removal of stuff, she can cause status effects with Sniper, and she will probably get a really nice attack boost from Viking. I am so 100% go on Setia. She is looking to be very good. And there's also the book schedule, as well as a brand new guild map that is going to be focused on dark magic up for those people who are using dark mages, which should probably be a few people. So there you go. Dark magic stonks kind of thing. The week after it will be fire elemental. And really the only question I have left with Setia, what will be the vision card the following month? Now, just to bring it up really quickly, what Joom ended up getting was a brand new summon card, which gonna just really show off that I have not leveled this card at all yet. But the Ahriman card came out and provided a brand new summon for Joom. It was a really good wind defensive summon that could be used on a lot of different characters. So I'm hoping that Setia will see a similar thing with a new summon coming the week after to give her a specific character or a specific summon that is good for range, and we could use an extra range summon, so I would be happy to see that. But anyway, yeah, Setia, very excited to see what Starlit Elena is like, curious how Frivia will evolve, and last but not least, Joom is looking hot. The only fire pun in this video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.